What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to talk about with you guys, and in today's video what I actually wanted to talk about is the fact that's going around right now that the reports are saying that Kelly Oubre actually wants to potentially stay with the Golden State Warriors, and that the Golden State Warriors do want to potentially keep Kelly Oubre for the team, but the price is going to be huge. Reports out there are currently saying that Kelly Oubre will be wanting around $20 million a year in free agency and a long-term contract to ensure he can build long-term chemistry with whatever team he signs with, and that he will be on the team for, quite a while. Now, this is absolutely bizarre to me. Kelly Oubre, who has had a pretty terrible season, you wouldn't think would be demanding this much money from a team, but again, he is. And the reports that are saying is that Steve Kerr, for a long time, we've heard him say this in media conferences, press conferences, whatever it may be. Again, the reports are only backing it up, but what he's actually been saying is he actually wants Kelly Oubre to come off the bench. And you wouldn't think you'd pay a guy like Kelly Oubre $20 million a year to come off the bench. This season, he has improved his stats when they were pretty bad at the start of the season. He's averaging 15.4 points per game, 6 rebounds, and on 31% from 3. So not the worst stats, but considering he was one of the worst three-point shooters of the year, to start off with, and he just was really bad. Like, he was averaging like 10 points per game at the start of the year. The fact that he wants up to $20 million is insane. No team is going to give him $20 million a year. I think it is absolutely ridiculous. The team that I'd actually really like to see Kelly Oubre go back to is the Phoenix Suns. For some reason, I just feel like Kelly Oubre's chemistry with Phoenix was really good. Like, somehow he worked really well with Mikal Bridges, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. It actually seemed like a really cool team, and if I was him, considering there are a lot of teams looking to bring Kelly Oubre off the bench, if I was him, I'd actually look to go to the Phoenix Suns to come off the bench on about, who knows, 12 to 15 million a year is what I think it would be. I really don't think this chemistry on this Golden State team has been that great. I feel like they're trying to turn him into that Andre Iguodala type player where they had Iguodala on about 9 million a season. He'd come in and guard 1 through 4 and bring in some offense potentially here and there, but he was mainly there for defense. The thing is, Kelly Oubre is like that, except he adds a bit more offense, but he also demands a little bit more of the ball, which is kind of, I feel like, the big issue in terms of, if you bring this guy back, he'll never be able to fill that Andre Iguodala, void, or he'll never be able to fill the same role that Iggy did play, just based on the fact that this guy will want the ball, he will demand it, and he will put up potentially more points. You might be like, well, why is he putting up more points actually a bad thing? And I think it's kind of in the put up more points, this guy demands more of the ball, he takes way more shots, and he's actually taking shots away from Steph Curry, he's taking shots away from Andrew Wiggins, and when Clay comes back, he'd probably be taking shots away from Clay. And you notice that when Kelly Oubre was out, Andrew Wiggins actually improved so much as a player. I mean, he was actually really good when Kelly Oubre was out. We saw those 23 point per game type of nights from Wiggins, and if you can get that out of your third scorer, if Kelly Oubre is not there, and Klay Thompson returns, that's a pretty big bonus. Like, I wouldn't mind that at all, with keeping Andrew Wiggins. But yeah, Kelly Oubre, he's in such a weird position right now, because for some reason I do feel like there will be a team out there that will overpay to get him. He does have potential. Like, I mean, yes, I think he's better filling in that, trying to play a role like Andre Iguodala, but I don't think he wants that, and I think that his agent will know that he can get more money performing a role better somewhere else. A team that I just mentioned earlier, I do think the Phoenix Suns would be really cool to see him come back to, because on Phoenix right now, if you see their team off the bench, they really don't have like a big scorer. They've got Cameron Johnson, Darius Saric, and Cam Payne all coming off the bench, but none of them score more than like 10 points per game. But I feel like if you get a guy in like Kelly Oubre, who can average you more than 15 points per game or something, he can play with Chris Paul. I think he'd actually do pretty well. He'd he'd still probably get as much as the ball as he was in his last season that he was with Phoenix. Like, Mikal Bridges, he is a catch and shoot type player, doesn't demand very much of the ball. Neither does Chris Paul. Ayton, not really as well. He's a very high efficiency type dude. The only dude on this team that demands a lot of the ball is Devin Booker, so nothing's changed at all since the last time Kelly Oubre was on the Phoenix Suns. So if he comes into this team, I can definitely see him averaging around 18 and 19 points per game. And then they got a dude off the bench that can average, big amount of points and actually perform a pretty decent role. So in realism, you'd have a team that would look like Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Kelly Oubre, Cam Johnson, Dario Saric, and Cam Payne, plus whoever else they go and sign free agency in Kelly Oubre. It actually looked like a pretty solid team, so I wouldn't mind that at all if I was the Phoenix Suns. I don't really see an issue with them potentially getting back Kelly Oubre. There will be other teams out there that could potentially get him. Like, I can see him going to, like, the Sacramento Kings, especially considering there was a rumor that the Golden State Warriors could actually look to bring back Harrison Barnes to play, like, a small ball power forward, and even have, Draymond Green play, like, small ball center, similar how they used to do it back in the day. So it'd be, like, a real small ball team of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Harrison Barnes, and Draymond Green. Like, they've got the defense to make that work. If they did a sign and trade where they traded Kelly Oubre away and got back Harrison Barnes, that would actually be a pretty cool thing. But who knows if they would do that at all. A team like OKC, who will have a lot of cap, I feel like they will look to maybe try and sign him. Minnesota, who don't really have that starting small forward right now, they need some more defense here and there, I could see them looking to try and sign him. The Houston Rockets maybe would be kind of cool. Yeah, there will definitely be teams out there. Where he goes, I think, will be a little bit of a mystery. But of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Will the Golden State Warriors be able to re-sign Kelly Oubre? Will he go to a different team? Again, is he worth $20 million a season? Of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channels. And don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.